Go to my page now.
I am.
You should be finding a live stream.
Let me see. Yeah, it takes a while normally.
Wait, why?
Like 20 seconds or something.
Oh yeah.
Once you start. No. Live. I'm live.
Yeah, you are live too. Yeah.
What the fuck?
That would be strange if I was the only ones going live and you are not.
No, I see only me though. No, I see both of us.
Yeah, it's switching. I don't need to do anything. I will just switch over whenever it wants, and it thinks that it's gonna be fine.
It's zooming it. Wow, what the actual fuck?
Yeah, it's great.
That's great. It's like simulating several cameras. This is nice. I'm impressed.
That's Inception.
Now we have the fucking echoes for everyone. Okay, I'm turning that down. This is fun.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, okay, so we can react to people if there are any. So now I want to share it. How do I share it there?
Yeah, but I tried it last time with looking at it and trying to see if people are asking something, but that doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's just too small screen. If I have my laptop open as well, I could follow a little bit.
Yeah. It's too busy.
Yeah, if you're just talking, it's annoying to have another screen open as well.
Yeah.
And following that one,
I
because I need
understand.
to follow that a little bit, so I know that's not gonna change over to different places.
Okay.
in the screen. That's possible.
Okay.
But no, it's great.
Okay.
It worked great. Mevo is a great product.
It's really nice. Let me.
You're still sharing it.
Yeah. Can I share with live interview with SharQ? Tune. Of course, I can't link to your page because Facebook. Sometimes you can't link to stuff, even if they are your best friend. Half of the time when I'm posting for my band, I can't link to my band members in a photo. It's like, this is just a shit. Anyway.
One day they will fix it. One day.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Tune in. There we go.
Attempt to reconnect. Stream resumed. What the fuck is happening? Do you still see something's going on the stream?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
and I have no clue why it says it's reconnecting and it's resumed. Just.
It says live for 2 minutes 30. 7 people watching.
So yeah, great. Hello, people, everyone. We are in Germany.
Wow. Well, in the Germany. Hello.
For the second time in I think a week or something.
Really?
Or maybe 2 weeks. Yeah, the other one was with Christopher Paul Stelling. It was in Germany as well, at Duisburg.
Okay.
Duisburg. Yeah. And now we're in Aachen.
Yes.
Aachen.
Yeah.
Yeah. My German isn't that good. It's just terrible. It's just bad. I couldn't even read what's on the sign outside for the parking thing. I was just like, there stands. You can pay for 2 hours. It
Isn't it
costs
in Dutch as well?
No, of course not.
Oh, in Aachen it is in many places, but maybe this is too, not city center enough. Arnold is can see me.
Hey, Arnold.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing.
So it works.
It works.
Good.
Yes, it works. That's great.
Gilbert Gelsdorf. I can see you. The stream works fine. Good.
Yeah, that's great.
So maybe we spend half an hour talking about the stream.
Oh my God, I know these people. Who's saying that? I can't see who's reacting. I just see that someone.
That's Arnold.
That's Arnold?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Hi, Arnold.
Arnold from Phoenix Ashes. Hey.
Yeah.
Shouldn't you be working? It's like 2:30.
Yeah.
What is it today? Like Tuesday? Wednesday?
Yeah.
Tuesday. So I think Arnold should work. I'm going to tell his boss. Oh, he's his own boss, right?
I think so.
Damn.
He will just hurt you next time if you're coming come to the clinic.
Yes.
It's like, what did you say? And then he pulls his teeth out just randomly.
Oh my God. Hi, Arnold.
Yeah. No, but it's amazing. Sitting here with Malik.
Hey.
From how do I start to introducing you? I mean, I know you from a band.
Yeah.
I heard you did something with a podcast for several years now.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's not the only things you do. So just let's dive into it.
Yeah.
And see where this conversation is going, because
normally
where we meet is inside a club or venue, and after a show or during a show or something.
Yeah. So.
And never like this.
Yeah. Okay. I see. So the audio should be better today, but
I don't
less
need
music.
to scream. Yeah.
Okay. So my name is Malik Aziz. That's an Arabic name. We can talk about that later. But I'm a German, like born and bred in Germany. And what do? I like officially I'm a graphic designer. Like I've studied in Aachen, and so that's my day job. But time-wise, I'm not so sure if I don't do more of the second thing, which would be Start a Revolution, my band. And yeah, this is, I guess, also how we know each other, kind of, because we've been touring Russia with Phoenix Ashes. And
and after that, you played a show in
Divers.
No, Uffenbunker.
Uffenbunker. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the first time we... maybe we saw each other first there. It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like, we've been playing shows all the time with them because we love them.
They are awesome.
Yes.
Phoenix Ashes is awesome.
It's awesome. And yeah, especially this tour was very... it was just amazing for all of us. And I think people can hear and see more about that in a while because we're preparing something. But we're not finished yet, so we're going to have to tell people later.
That's no problem. We still have time.
Yeah. So, yeah. So that's what I'm doing. But, of course, I'm also podcasting in German most of the time.
I tried to listen for a few minutes, and I was like, I can't even understand what they're saying.
I know. This is a very strange version of Dutch, right? Yeah. No, I understand.
Dutch I can't even... No.
Yeah, I have, like, I don't know exactly, like, 5-ish podcasts. Like, if people just want to browse the stuff, they can go to my site. It's Malik-Aziz. It's like aziz.de. And don't read anything. There's
just click on the podcast.
Yeah, just click on the little pictures and you can see something. The pictures are not as nice as yours. This is because I'm a big fan of MCSharQ. Because first of all, I heard about you, or I saw something, was the amazing pictures you did for Phoenix Ashes. And I'm like, who the fuck did those pictures? Because you guys are ugly, so it has to be the photographer, obviously. And they say, yeah, it's a good friend of ours. I'm like, okay, is he going to come to that Uffenbunker show? Yeah. And yeah, he's going to be there. Oh my God, amazing. And you were there, and you also took great pictures of us, so it can't be us.
But I think they were black and white, isn't it?
The last ones you did were black and white.
That was Tilburg.
That was Tilburg, and they are also amazing.
But Uffenbunker was black and white as well, I think.
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Most of the times when I'm in Uffenbunker,
Does it have to do with the light situation?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
It's if you're making pictures and the light is bad, you have two options: make back pictures or go to black and white.
Yeah.
You have just more options. And in a venue like that, it's like I'm doing so many shows there, and I can try every time, or just switch over to black and white and just make the best I can with those settings. So I shoot in black and white as well, not
okay, I see.
doing it afterwards.
Actually, you shot one of my favorite pictures of myself there. It's like me levitating, like I was jumping, and you shot a picture there, and it just looks so... like me up in the air, but like calm. Like I'm really just levitating and having
just
a rest
Jesus
up in the
pose
air.
And just like I can flow.
Float. Yeah. That's a real nice picture, and people also liked it. So it's of course. I mean, you as a photographer, I have been talking about this a lot. I guess is like, what do you need? Like you buy the expensive camera, and the rest is, then you have good photos, and but that's not the case, because I actually know 2 or 3 people, like live photographers, that I would like immediately give every photo pass to if I ever can. Is like those guys, when they are at the show, the photos are gonna be great. And I'm not talking about like you're shooting 100 photos and 1 or 2 are great, but it's just the amount of good photos is just mesmerizing. I'm like, this has something to do. I don't know what you guys are doing, because I'm not a photographer.
Skills. No, it is. I mean, if you do this for such a long time and you don't evolve and you don't grow with your own photos, it's just bad. And you can buy so many new cameras, and every time you get a little thing new and a little thing extra. But if you don't make good pictures, you don't make good pictures. It doesn't matter how expensive your camera is.
Yeah, what I wonder about, because, I'm a designer, that means I'm sitting in front of my Photoshop or InDesign, and I can still undo everything all the time. I can make 5 versions and throw away
Yeah.
4 of them. But in a live setting, especially in a live setting, like you have a split second, like I'm jumping. Okay, you can click. Maybe you click 3 times, but still, you have to do something.
I never clicked 3 times.
Okay.
No,
so
it's like hoping that you will jump, counting how long the jump should be, when it should start, and when you should press that shutter button. If you are too late, you're too late. Then you're just down already,
Okay.
or you're just starting to jump because
Yeah.
you were too early. And if you're doing it at the beginning, it's just like make 100 pictures of that 1 second. That's
Uh-huh.
possible, so why not?
Yeah.
But if you making more pictures and you learn how it works,
Mm.
you can count, and you can make 3, and they will all be in the air
Yeah.
and not down twice.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're just counting good, it's 1 picture, and that's
Wow.
the
Yeah.
one. The only problem is, and the same with Phoenix Ashes, they
Nienke.
jump a lot.
Yeah, Nienke especially.
Exactly, but then she's standing behind someone. I'm on the wrong spot. Then the other don't jump and stuff like that. And you want that 1 good picture,
Yeah.
you just throw them all out. If it's not good, it's
okay.
not good. I don't want to have it's not sharp or it's not in the right height or something.
Yeah.
All have to be good, and that's the only picture you're gonna see.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. I mean, still,
Yeah.
I'm impressed. So
Thank you.
really, and since, like I said, I'm working with photos of photographers. I go on photo shoots with photographers, and so I'm the one who's doing the second step normally. like
Yeah.
laying it out, putting it into some context. But still, even though I'm also creative, it's like you would think, okay, he has more insight in how it's done. I'm still amazed. It's like writing songs, you can be a
Yeah.
good performer on stage, or you can be a good songwriter. This is still a different craft. So.
Yeah, and then
yeah.
that's how it works in every music industry section.
Mhm.
You can't do all,
Yeah.
and if you can,
Okay, then
that's
you're-
really weird.
Yeah, and you're a genius.
yeah, but I don't think that everyone should do everything. It's just like if you are in a band and one person can do the audio really well, and you can make pretty good demos and pretty good first albums,
Mhm.
and the other one can make a great design for the artwork, for the cover, and the other one can book amazing shows for you.
Yeah,
That's all the skills you need. If that is only in one
but
person,
that's a dream. It's never how it works.
I know, but it make things easier
Yeah.
for everyone. Otherwise, it just be on the shoulders of one person, and then it's that's killing that person, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I just remembered that I have another company.
You have another company.
It's a very small thing.
Does the government know?
Not yet. But nobody's listening,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. No, now it's getting
No, nobody from the government.
Harry, but Harry's a sneaky guy. It's a problem. Let's wait until he's offline. No. He's just saying, we don't need to work, because I was complaining that Phoenix Ashes are not working right now because it's the middle of the day. We don't need to work. SharQ made us famous. We're in the absolute tour bus now. Fuck you, Harry. That's once they invited us, or like 3 of my band, to tour with them. On a real tour bus, because that was on our to-do list for on the bucket list forever, is like tour in a real tour bus, and that was so amazing. They got some money. I don't want to know where it came from, but then they said,
We're
okay,
living in Holland.
Yeah.
Government.
Yeah, of course.
Government.
Yeah.
They pay for everything.
Yeah. I love Holland. Can I move there?
Yeah, you can. You're European Union.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So they just rented out such a bus. They got such a bus, and they had too many beds, like bunks. Of course, I mean, they are only 5, and they had a camera guy with them and the driver, and you have like 13 beds or something.
Yeah.
It's like, you want to come with? And I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna. Of course, I'm gonna come
There's
with.
enough room, so why not?
Yeah, exactly, and that was also just super amazing. Like we went to what was it? Austria, Italy, Switzerland, Czech Republic, and back or something. That was just a very, very nice weekend. So this is what he's referring to, the absolute tour bus, because the company was absolute. That was just Or he's laughing his ass off.
Yeah, of course he is.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
So
Yeah.
what I'm doing is like everybody can right now go to bottle-block.com.
Wait.
It's a bottle block. So, but it's called. It's written with a dash in between. You know, it's like bottleblock.com.
Bottle like a
A
bottle.
bottle. Yeah, exactly. It's
And
blocking
block
a
like
bottle.
the blockchain or like the
It's like
block.
like blockchain without the chain though, and it's not that sophisticated. It's super simple. I'm gonna show you one.
Oh,
For the people in the stream, you think, what the actual hell is this guy doing?
wait. Let's
Yeah.
put that closer to the camera.
Okay.
Nicely in focus, maybe.
Let's see.
Let's
It's
see.
not there yet.
Oh,
It-
no,
so you have to hold it for a minute
Okay.
or something. Anyway, this thing, because this is really funny. I'm very much into like electric cars. I don't own one because it's hard and stuff, but I'm super interested for a long time. And there's a podcast. It's called Clean Electric. It's German.
Yep.
So yeah, some guys from Munich. And I've been a fan of this podcast since forever. And they have been fans of my podcasts. And at some point, they just said, hey, you want to be a guest on our show? And I'm like, yeah, sure, cool, amazing. And I was, but I have no idea of electric cars. So what can I contribute? And I'm like, okay, how about we're just making a show for all the people out there who have no idea of electric cars? And I'm just going to ask you the stupid questions. It's like, where am I going to charge? How long is it going to take? How far am I going to get? All of that stuff. And we did a show like this, and it was fun. And we did 2-3 other shows like this. Sometimes they have other guests over. And there was one guy from Switzerland. His name is Morel. And I always liked when he was on the show. I just liked to listen to him. And he liked to listen to me. But we never met. And I've also not ever met the guys because they are in Munich, which is 700 kilometers from here.
Yeah.
So, okay, at some point, Morel said, because we were on a chat together, they have a chat group, Slack. And we're like, hey, let's have a phone call because he's in his Tesla Model X, you know, of course. Then he's in Switzerland riding, and then he has time to kill. He's like, then I'm gonna call people, and I'm like, I have time because I'm a freelancer. I can, you know, do podcasts in the middle of the day. And then we were on the phone and like for hours because we can just chat. He's such a guy, surprise in the podcast world.
Yeah.
So exactly. And then we were talking and like we did this 2-3 times. And at some point he said, you know what happened to me? The Tesla Model X is the SUV from Tesla. And it has a flat floor, like underneath the seats. The floor in all Teslas, I think, is super flat. So if you put something in the back, like you have a kid in the back, and it has a bottle. Now we're getting to it, and it lets the bottle fall to the floor, and you're braking. Then the bottle can roll through until underneath your braking pedal, like can stop you from braking.
Oh.
This is exactly what happened to him. Like 120 kilometers per hour, whole family in the car on the Autobahn, you know?
Yeah.
He wanted to brake and he couldn't because there was a bottle. And because the kid let the bottle drop and it rolled through. And he was like, what? How can this happen? And he checked, and it's just because it's an SUV, the Model X, like there's so much
higher.
space underneath the seat that it can roll through easily. Like with the Model S and the Model 3, the seats are lower, so this can't happen like in a normal car, like in a combustion engine car. And so he was like, okay, I have to find a solution for this. And he built this thing, because he has a 3D printer, he was like, okay, he found like a little slot or whatever. Now, there was an opening underneath the seat in the floor, and he found how he could build something that he could just clip in there. So there's now a new block between the back seats and the front seats, so nothing can go through.
Oh.
So
Easy as that.
Yeah, somehow,
Yeah, finding solution for problems.
But then it was like, yeah, but Morel, it's nice that your car is safe now, but why don't we make this into a product? I have like some experience with like, I can set up a web shop and shoot a video for it and stuff. And he's like, hey, yeah, let's do that. And then we sat down like after work or during the day, and like
all days work day, so it doesn't matter.
So 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I don't know. We were just chatting, and then now he built that. That's one of the prototypes, but it basically looks like the final product. And now we just set up shop.
You just clip it under, and it will just catch your bottle.
Yeah, or anything else, because you also have the problem the Teslas are so quick, that on the shotgun seat, like if you put something in the front and you're really pushing down the pedal, then it also will slide
It'll
through
go
to
back,
the
yeah.
back. Yeah. So it's anyway. So, but we shot a video how it works and how you clip it in. So it's on bottleblock.com.
So Elon will call you soon and just like, can we buy it from you?
He
and,
tried to contact him first, to be honest, and like there was not really an answer from Tesla. So it's like, okay, then we do it ourselves. That was his first idea.
wow,
It's
yeah.
like, come on, people have that problem. I mean, this
Yeah.
is serious. Like you're on the autobahn and you can't brake. That's not good.
Yeah, and in America you can only drive 80, 70, something like that. Yeah, you can 220, 250, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, then it's a bigger problem. Yeah.
Okay. But this is, I
Yeah.
mean, this is just a side project. But since you were asking, like, what am I
Yeah.
doing? It's like, I'm open for stuff like this. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But that's great. I mean, making new things is not only being a musician or being creative on screen with pictures and with animations and stuff like that. But this is creative as well.
Yeah, it's fun. Do you see yourself as a creative?
No,
Because me neither. Like I've never
but
seen
you
myself.
create music. I don't
Yeah.
create music.
But you create photos. I mean, that's clearly in the creative
I
business.
capture photos. I capture
Yeah.
moments. I don't say to you, you need to jump.
Yeah.
If
but,
I said that, then I would be creative.
but you're making artistic choices.
Yeah, that's true. But that's afterwards. And some in the beginning, because where I stand is one of the creative points, of course.
Yeah, I think you're underestimating your part in the, because everybody could do photos like this if
No.
so there is
no.
actually
No,
an artist
not
involved. So-
everyone. No, but the a lot of photographers are doing things inside the studio or their own studio or going outside and making things, capture things like that they want to do with
like setups.
setups and change things. And for live photographers, like if the light engineer is bad, you're fucked up. It's nothing will work. Whatever you do, going black white, it doesn't work. If there's no light, that's the main problem.
Especially from the front, right?
Yeah, front light is the only thing I need. Everything in the back I can mark out or doesn't matter. But if there's no front, it will just end everything. And that's a way how you fixing it afterwards. That's the creative thing. But standing there, it's more like, what do I want to see?
I think that's actually the
That's creative. Yeah,
that's
then
the
I'm
creative process, because like afterwards, you can refine stuff,
Yeah.
but still there is an art to it. Otherwise, really, this is your decisions, where you go, how high you stand, what equipment you choose.
No,
all of
how
that
high
stuff.
I stand, I can't change because I'm not that tall.
You never change positions, like
I can stand in one position a whole show, and when you see the pictures, nobody will notice I didn't move.
okay. Do you use zoom lenses a lot, or do you have
No,
a 50?
I have 4 lenses with me every time,
Okay,
so I can change things. But it's more like the band you're in, Sound Revolution and Phoenix Ash, where we mentioned before, of you all move a lot,
yes.
and that helps. If you're standing on the right side or left side, it makes a different picture.
Of
And I don't need to move. You move.
Ah,
But some bands are just walking on
static,
stage,
yeah,
standing there, don't move at all, and then just walk off again.
I see.
And then you need to move a lot. Otherwise, it will be one focus point for everything.
I see. Okay, so it's good that you that your impression is that we move a lot, because we try to and we want to. I mean, we also have to. Like, I'm a mover. I'm just like that on stage. I want to move, but not everybody is like this. And there's also a little bit of planning involved. Like, or it evolved over time. I think even on the Russian tour with Phoenix Ashes. That was also funny, because they thought, oh my God, those guys on stage, they're super active. We have to up our game. And we saw them and we constantly thought, oh my God, those guys, they're up in the air all the time. Like, we have to move more.
Yeah.
And this was why this was so much fun, because it wasn't competitive, but everybody was helping out everyone. And we were also doing warm-up singing. We had that from Arnold.
Yeah,
Like,
they
they
do
started
that.
doing it,
Yeah.
and now we're doing it the same. And and that was
with the speaker.
with the boombox, like boom,
yeah.
with the what is her name? Like the woman who's yeah, we follow a little. You know, there's a piano and
I don't know.
there's a
I
famous
always
woman.
leave when they do
Come
that.
on, chat room, help me out. What's her name? She's super famous, like a vocal coach for metal artists. I'm bad with names. So yeah, so he has that routine on his phone, and now we also do. And he would just connect his phone to a Bluetooth speaker, and then you have the la la las on there, and everybody's just following along. But that was really also a nice ritual. I can remember we were playing Moscow, and we didn't have a backstage room, and people were already coming in, but we had to warm up. And so we were standing basically in the hallway where people were coming into the club, and doing this with 10 people. And that's quite impressive. Like when you're standing in a circle and everybody is like, yeah, 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 yeah. That's it has a character of a ritual, and people were really staring. But it's good also to already use that for a pre-show character. That was the feeling I had.
It is also building up energy before you step up.
Yeah, it is. It is
And
also group energy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but if you as a group, if you're standing still just on the stage, it's I don't always watching it from the public view. You're just listening to the music. That's the only thing you can do because there's nothing happening. And with some bands and some groups, it's good that you're not doing anything because you want to concentrate on the music. But with so much energy in a band, and you wouldn't move, that would be just nobody would move in the crowd as well. So you have to get that thing going.
Yeah.
So everyone will follow you.
Yeah.
And just jump around and just
Yeah, it's like if you don't believe in your own stuff to be engaging, how would anyone else? Yeah. Like if it doesn't make you move, how can it make anyone else move? Yeah. But I think I don't know, this is different with every band, maybe with every musician, but this is why I am personally on stage. I need to let off steam. Because some people, did you also read this in interviews a lot? It's like, I picked up the guitar when I was young because I wanted to get laid. Yeah, I wanted to get to the girls or stuff. Like the thought never crossed my mind. I was a fan of that riff from Metallica, and I was like, how is this being made? What do you have to do that it sounds like that? And that was my intention to do that. And I was because I was a singer first. I learned to play the guitar with, I don't know, like 17, 18. With 18, I got my first electric guitar. So I was in bands before. And for me, it feels like I go on stage like, when you have a very interesting playground for kids. And you're going there with a kid, and it's super looking forward to it. And then you reach that playground, and then you just tap it on the back and say, okay, go. And it starts running. It's like, wah! And, I feel like that. That's why I go on stage, like to let off steam like this. It's not so much about, I don't know, egos, or I don't even know if it's, I mean, the songs play a role. It's like 50% is the music, but the live show, 50% is that dialogue with everyone else, and that within the band and with the crowd. And yeah, I don't like to be on stage, just play my stuff and go off again. That's just not how it works for me. I need to communicate.
But maybe it's that maybe it's in genre as well. I mean, this genre asks for more interaction with the crowd.
Yeah.
And more energy on stage.
That's maybe why I'm also in the genre.
Yeah.
In the first place. Yeah.
But that's just we see a lot of this genre, of course. But if you go to the other ones, I mean, there are millions.
Yeah.
But if you go to jazz, if you are holding a horn, it's difficult to jump around.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, then you don't get any good sounds out of it. You can do it once, but it's a difference. So when you're holding that guitar, maybe it's easier. I don't know. I'm not on stage to do things with it. I mean, you can jump around with it and still make a sound.
Don't ask my band members. They would say it's like, okay, because now we all have in-ear monitoring.
Yeah.
So you can
So
really clearly hear any
everything.
mistake. So it's like when I'm behind the singer and like the tone he needs from me is wrong, then he knows I've just been jumping.
I always complain about Amy from Evanescence. When she starts running around on the floor, it's just like
she's out of breath.
Out of breath directly. It just goes once, and she's out of breath, and it's like, you're the singer. Maybe you shouldn't be out of breath. I mean, as a guitar player, you can fake it. That's no problem. But as a singer, it's just like terrible.
It wasn't like this, right? Because I think I've just watched some recent live videos, and I also thought, wow,
getting better.
Yeah. No, I thought like because I saw her twice, I think Rock am Ring years ago, and the first time I was absolutely amazed. But that was like when the first album was really big, and then
Fallen album.
Yeah, Fallen album, exactly. And the second,
it's not the first, but
oh, it's not.
Origin is the first. There are even demos before that, but Origin is an important one.
Okay, the first one that I of course, I learned to know them.
Big people.
Yeah, and maybe it wasn't even exactly that tour, but I just remember I didn't really plan to see them. I was just there, and I was absolutely amazed. And 1 year later, I was there again because I was lucky. I was there with a press ticket, so I had also a good view because it was up on a balcony, and so I had all the time to just watch. Second time I wasn't so impressed, and I didn't know why. Maybe it's also me, you don't feel the same every day. And then afterwards in an interview I heard that they had been on tour constantly for the whole year.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, because like being on tour for 2 weeks with Phoenix Ashes is very exhausting.
But that's because of Phoenix Ashes.
So I absolutely understand. It's like, oh God, how do they even do that? So they felt a little bit tired to me, but that's
of course understandable. I mean,
yeah, absolutely. It's
touring for years is too long, but on the other hand, they are touring 12 months on a row.
Yeah, but
they have off days.
Yeah, but it was 300 shows or something. It was like intense.
And that's the biggest problem for a singer.
Yeah,
your voice is going down.
Yeah,
and if you're not that strong, and she wasn't in the beginning, you will hear it directly.
Okay. Yeah. So, but now after she became a mother and all, like the videos I watched now, I thought she was much. I don't know. She had less control than in the times when I saw her. I thought maybe it's getting better. I'm not really following them closely.
I didn't see the last show. I just heard about it.
Okay.
And people were telling me that complaint you have it's not gone, but it's less.
Okay.
So that it doesn't do it for me anymore. So I don't need to go to Evanescence and pay $60 for it or whatever.
Okay.
But if I can see them once more, it would be fine. But
like Marina, my friend, you know her as well. She's singer in Phantom Elite and Exit Eden. We were constantly talking about singing, by the way, but she's also my singing teacher. So everything anyone likes on stage that I do is her fault. No, so to her credit, everything that goes wrong is my fault. That's basically how it is. Anyway, we're talking about it, and she also she started off with an Evanescence cover band in Brazil. She's from Brazil, and so she's also a big fan. And we were talking about her and about Emily, and she said she's making it really hard on herself technically because she's belting everything. That means it's belting technique. It sounds very powerful, but it's very exhausting, and it also wears on your voice. With the high stuff, you could also use different techniques to make it much easier. It still sounds brilliant. That's who does that in perfection is here's Sander's wife, Amanda Somerville. Yeah. Exactly. Sorry, Amanda. I'm so bad with names. Even I don't know how my friends are called. Really, it's. I mean, I've met Amanda many times now, and she's just the nicest person on earth. And but Sander, I didn't forget you. Look. Anyway, so like Amanda, she's perfect in this. Like technically, of course, I don't even know what I'm talking about. This is another league, and so this is basically. I think Amanda would never be tired or, you know, like this, because she just knows how to use her voice. And Amy Lee is making it really hard on herself.
But maybe it's a difference as well that um, Amy grew in just a couple of weeks from the unknown to being big.
Mm.
I mean, Evanescence was just there in a second. It wasn't.
But I mean,
If
the
you
point
build
is,
up a band and you tour for the first time and you tour 2 weeks and next time 4 weeks and next time you build it up, maybe it helps as well, knowing and understanding how you can handle this. And if you're being on a tour for 1 year, you have just no time to do things different because you have to be on tour.
yeah, it's. I mean, if you have a good technique from the beginning, then it doesn't matter how much you tour or whatever.
But she just started just.
Yeah, but okay. To me, it always sounded like she had she must have had some training. You know, she must have learned to sing not just in the living room. But I might be wrong. Some people are just talented. For me, it's much harder. So, yeah, I don't have a very good technique. So I know that live shows are wearing on my voice, but I never had to do 300 shows in a year.
No.
I didn't.
We can try next year.
Do you have plans?
No, I don't. Maybe you do.
I always have plans.
Yeah.
But
doing 300 shows isn't one of them.
Oh my god, that's impossible. No, it's not going to happen. I don't even know if anyone wants that. That's just
making money.
Yeah.
Some people really think that's.
If you're a professional
important.
musician, which we are not, then it's also a different thing because it's your job. But if you're not and you're playing even 100 shows, that means you're leaving everything else behind, meaning your friends, your girlfriend, your job. You know, you can't really, maybe as a freelancer with good internet, you can make it work somehow. You know, you have
to live from that 100 shows.
Yeah.
Doing things next to it, it just.
And then what do you do after the year? Like you're coming back? And then you need to do a new album and, you know, stuff like this. It's never ending.
Christopher talked about that on the last podcast, I think, or just between us. But he was like, if I go for a job and the first question, what did you do the last 3 years?
Yes.
Like, I was on tour. What skills do you have? Playing music. That's it. You have no skills anymore.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of people pass you already because you were out of the industry for a year or 2 years or 3 years. So some bands have to perform and they have to play on stages because they have no other way to go.
Yeah.
That would be really strange if Boney was a bad example because he has enough money. But if you're just making enough money and you do that for 10 years, what are you going to do after?
Yeah.
If you're not going into the industry and you want to go out of it and go to make cars. Now cars, they will make by robots by then. But it's difficult because you have no skills.
Yeah, and you don't have a backup plan. Like if you're not a producer, like you have learned to produce bands, or a manager or something, you're really fucked. I think this is also why all the bands that we used to love, let's say from the 90s, from the 2000s, and you didn't hear from them anymore. Like especially in America, you know, where you don't have a social net like we have in Europe. It's like, what? Maybe they're really working a shitty day job as a bagger, you know, in some supermarket or something. You wouldn't know. You know, it's like, wow, that band, I love them. Yeah, but maybe they're really miserable.
But what is a big band? And some bands just count for one album and that's it. They are not made to be making music for 50, 60 years.
Yeah.
And that's also a problem in the industry. If you're looking at festivals, they have a problem in the next few years because if Metallica stops, if the Maiden stop, if Beyonce
Slayer is gone.
Slayer is gone, and they will follow a lot of metal bands.
Yeah.
In a couple of years, I think.
Yeah.
It's not gonna
naturally.
Be, yeah. There are no new ones that fill up stadiums like that they did.
True.
I mean,
didn't think about that. Yeah.
I mean, Bullet for My Valentine and Trivium were two that were like, they can make it. The sound is great, but it just didn't deliver in Europe.
Yeah, I think they're also still too extreme, maybe. No, I think Trivium is a good point because I never really listened to Trivium until the In Waves album, which is that's super cool.
Yeah.
and everything was, in my eyes, you know, from a designer's perspective also, like everything seemed to be perfectly done there. The design, the video design, what they were wearing, the sound of the album, the intro is amazing. Everything is cool. And then the next album wasn't like that. I don't know why.
I think the thing was, I think In a Wave was one of the last. They in the beginning they were like, we are the new Metallica,
Uh-huh.
and they said that everywhere, and the media captured that, and it was like, you have to deliver exactly that.
Mm-hmm.
And with In a Wave, everything was quite the same as Metallica could do it, with promo and with
Okay.
sounds and stuff like that. Not the rhythms and not
Yeah.
the energy, but the after that it was like, we are not gonna make it. We're just not gonna make second Metallica. It's not possible.
Hmm.
So maybe we should turn around and do our own stuff again. So maybe that's the big difference why they made a total different album. And the same captures for Bullet for My Valentine. It was like, in the beginning was like everything was nice and softly and things like that. It's like you can follow
Building
it.
up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And now it's like going their own way and it's more difficult to listen to, which is way nicer for a lot of people, but not making it stadium shows anymore. And filling up stadiums is still a big thing. But there's in Holland we are building a lot of new things. I don't know if you know that, but the Ziggo
No.
Dome, I think you heard of that one in Amsterdam.
Didn't
It's
know.
20,000, 17, 20,000 capacity,
Okay.
but the stadium is 50 plus,
Yeah.
so still a big gap. It's not that
Especially for hard music. I mean, you know, if you're Bon Jovi or you're in that level, it's still mainstream.
yeah.
But rock, then that's one thing. I think Ed
But
Sheeran or
nobody is listening to rock anymore, like
Yeah.
Bon Jovi things.
yeah, yeah. If the time passes, you know, maybe your music is as good as you would have needed 20 years ago, but the time is just changing. Zeitgeist is different,
Yeah.
and yeah. So I can see that even in the small genres, like Phoenix Ashes and us, we're playing, let's say, post-hardcore. I don't even exactly know what it means, but it's like there are some punkish elements and there are some heavy metal elements, and you can refer to bands like Boy Sets Fire and stuff. But it's not really easy to find a crowd for that. I'm sure. I mean, I know there are listeners out there because we have, I don't know, 25,000 plays on Spotify. So somebody has to click that. Somebody is there.
It's
But-
just Arnoud's behind his desk while working.
Reloading. Yeah. So I understand there are people out there, or like a Boy Sets Fire concert, for example.
Yeah.
They fill a 3,000 hall in Cologne. So somebody loves that stuff. Maybe people over 30, I don't know. But if you're looking for bands to play with, or if you're looking for small festivals who have that focus, it's just impossible. Like the good side is we can fit in with metal bands. We could even fit in with hardcore bands. Normally it's metal bands more, and I'm a metal guy, so for me the metal side is easier to reach, to approach. But still, I feel even the small subgenres, where are they going? Gent, for example. Gent is still big-ish, I would say.
I have no clue where.
I mean, but Euroblast Festival, for
Yeah.
example, in Cologne, that's still one melting pot of all of those bands. I mean, they even have Meshuggah there, I think, this year. I don't know. But then, apart from that, I'm not so sure. Then it's, you know, it's getting thin very quickly. Like, if you want to draw a crowd in a small club, let's say us playing in
Yeah.
Tilburg, then it's hard. I don't know.
But
It's
that's
hard
but
already.
that's the difference. Who do you want to reach? Do you want to reach the 3,000 capacity, or do you want to play 150 sold out every time? I mean, it does. If you don't need the money, that's one of the starting things, of course. And you can make your own music and doesn't need to apply to everyone. Then you can decide that playing a 150 gig is all right.
I think filling 150 rooms all over your country is already an achievement.
Yeah.
That's
Especially in Germany. I mean, it's a big country where you can play a lot of shows for 150.
yeah, but having to fill them. I mean, we
Yeah,
can
yeah,
play rooms
exactly.
like
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
but there might be 10 people. You never know.
You
Like-
start with 10 people.
Yeah.
And then it goes to 20 and 40 and 80.
But then you have the problem to, especially in a big country like Germany, you can't play every club twice or three times or
true.
4 times. Like we've played Hamburg 4 times, I think. Maybe I'm mixing it up with other bands of mine, but that starts to show. Like when you're coming to Hamburg, it's getting better. But if you stop for half a year or a year, which it's easily done because you can't be everywhere all the time, it also drops immediately, like nothing. So this is very hard to do. I'm more a proponent of, okay, maybe build your fan base in your area, which we don't really do. I don't know why. It's just...
I've never been to Aachen.
Oh.
For a show. Are there any good
venues
here?
Yeah, of course. There's Musikbunker, which is our home turf, basically. That's a 300 venue, 299, I think. I might be wrong about that because they remodeled the room.
Yeah.
And that's also where we did our 10 years show. You can see the poster over there. And we've played with Phoenix Ashes then. Surprise. So that's a good room. And also like Soulfly are playing there, for example. And it's like when
in that 300 capacity room.
Yeah, maybe it's 399. But
still.
The point is bands like this, they play here when they are on tour and maybe the A cities are already done, like Cologne, Hamburg, whatever. And then they need, instead of a day off, they need another show. And then there are some promoters who know, okay, in between we can put them in better to play a small venue in Aachen. Even Sepultura and bands like this have played here. Dog Eat Dog play here regularly. Even there was Biohazard and bands like this.
Oh, that's amazing.
But of course, they would play Cologne, which is 90 kilometers from here, if they can. But maybe for some reason they are just on their way somewhere else and they don't want to have a day off, then they go there.
Or they skip Cologne on the first run.
I'm not sure.
And no, just passing it
Mm-hmm.
and coming back by Cologne.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the first round, on the first week of your 3-week tour, you can pass here and then could just come back.
Maybe.
To Cologne.
Yeah. What we once tried, that's also something I've never really understood. Like near to Aachen, there's Pfalz, of course. It's like directly when we're crossing the border, we're in Pfalz. And there was the Spuch. It's a club, super, nice club that I went to when I was younger. You know, it's like we were going out there. And they had rock metal nights, like on Saturdays, I think. And also they had a very nice stage and bands over. And once I booked Callejon, who are super big in Germany, like one of the biggest metalcore, whatever bands in Germany. And like we booked them ourselves. We tried to... we thought, okay, if we do a show with them in Aachen or in Düsseldorf or in Cologne, you will have 2,000-3,000 people there. And then Pfalz was a 900 room, you know, we thought, okay, that must work. Like we paid them, we did everything. We had big posters all over the city for weeks, you know, flyers, everything. Yeah. And normally the name itself should have been enough. We thought, okay, the Aachen people, they just have to cross the border. I'm talking like 100 meters or like 500 meters, you know? And many, let's say 27 plus old people know the club because we always went there. And I don't know, there were 30 people paying 50.
And a 900, that's just
that was a disaster money-wise. And it's like, I don't understand. Like crossing borders still... EU and being friends with Dutch people, it still means a lot. This was very, I learned a lot that night, let's say. But this is still astonishing. Also, I'm happy that we learned to know Phoenix Ashes, for example, so we have some ties to Holland. Otherwise, or the Netherlands, I'm so sorry, guys.
No, it's okay.
For Germans, it's Holland.
Yeah.
So, but so we do have some ties to people there, so we can connect. But if we hadn't, still, we would never cross that border. And the other way around, it's the same.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so stupid. Or like, I think I've never ever played in Belgium. And Aachen still, is it the same? You know, we're at the 3 borders. So this makes no sense to me.
But that's what one of the things that Pop in Limburg is working on, of course, with the Germans and with the Belgians.
Yeah. Also, Diverse Festival.
Yeah, Diverse Festival is one of those things, and it's getting bigger each year, so that's good. And you only need 1 or 2 good bookers that are there, and they're like, hey, come to Belgium, come to Germany, come to Holland, and just making that work for one or two bands
Yeah.
each year
Mm-hmm.
is already awesome. But it would be way nicer if there was more interaction between some clubs,
Mm-hmm.
and a club says, okay, we can book you in Aachen or in Cologne, and we book you in Sittard in Volt,
Mm-hmm.
and we book you in the Muziekdroom in Hasselt.
Mm-hmm.
If those three clubs were just saying, okay, we book a tour each time because we're living an hour away from each other,
Yeah.
we can give those bands 3 shows
Yeah.
in 3 different countries.
But will those bands draw people for them?
No, of course not. But you don't need to do it for the money. You don't need to do it for the people. But if you make it like every month, we have 3 bands. No, thank you. From one from Belgium, one from
Yeah.
Germany, and one from Holland. And you do that each month. You have 12 bands. You can 36 bands you can help.
Mhm.
And if you
you
make
could
it
build something there.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's just if people are understanding that they're not gonna expect every time a jazz evening or every time a metal evening, but just 3 new international bands,
Yeah.
one from their hometown or home country, and you set it up like that. You can do promotion with one poster for 3 shows
Yeah.
each time.
I
And you
agree.
and you divide the cost, so it doesn't cost that much.
Yeah.
You don't need to pay.
Especially in internet times. I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it could work, but nobody is doing it, and it's sad because every venue is for himself. They don't work together. You
Yeah,
have to
it's-
earn your own money. of
I'm not
course.
so sure if it's only the venues even because every time I ask like my Dutch friends, it's like, how is it? Should we play in Holland? Everybody's saying Holland is dead for playing live. I mean, we managed to play some shows, but basically the Dutch bands are asking us, okay, how is it about like in Germany? Can we?
Yeah, can we
you
come
know,
there?
Can we come there? It's also not like people are filling the rooms. I mean, I think it's a question. Okay, Mike, what I'm seeing is people are attending more and more the bigger shows and less the small ones.
That's everywhere. That's a problem for everyone.
Okay, I guess this is because of the internet. There's so much white noise everywhere that you don't know where to go anymore. Every band is throwing their stuff at you, and then you just focus on the ones that seemingly already made it through that.
So there are 2 things that I can react on. One, there are too many bands, so it's your fault as well. Having that many social media every day with
Yeah,
so many bands
white
that are
noise.
filling up for in white noise. But on the other hand, if you trust a club, if you trust a venue, is that back in the days it was just like, if I go to this one, I know I'll get good music. I don't mind who's on the poster or who's on the bill that evening. I go on a Saturday night, I go to that club and it will be fine.
Do people still do that?
No. But but venues aren't doing that either.
Yeah.
There are no venues that saying every Thursday night we have a metal band. Every Friday night we have a club night. Every Saturday night we have a band, a bigger band.
Mm-hmm.
And on Sunday morning or midday we are going to have a nice breakfast or lunch here with great food
Yeah.
and with nice bands, and you can hang out every Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Making it a
one-
go-to
yeah,
venue
exactly.
no matter what. Yeah.
And then you promise something to the people around you, and then bands that are smaller can play. And the Muziekgieterij in Maastricht are trying this, trying this. I don't know if they're still doing it on Monday nights. The entry is €3,
Mm-hmm.
but they will give you a band that you never heard of,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just a nice band. And it's the start. I mean, if you do that more regular, and you trust your club again, people will join again. That's at least in my head how it works. Because if bands have to get every visitor they can, it's not the 600 likes you have on your page and 600 people will come.
Of course not.
So it's difficult to promote things like this, promote bands at all. I mean, if you want to fill up rooms, you have to have a bigger name, and then still maybe you're lucky.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I've tried a lot, even trying to organize shows in like many years. We had a friend and I. We had a metal party in Aachen. That's also where I learned to know, I think, Arian and Arnold. They came to that party before we knew they had a band even, and for 5 years. And the Callejon show was also. You can see the poster in the back. Sorry, the people just can't. On the right, Start the Fire. That was the party, and can you turn it? The red one. Yeah, you can see it soon. So anyway, we had this party like once a month for 5 years, and from time to time we would do a show, and we really tried everything advertising-wise. And at the time, there was flyers were still a thing.
Of course.
So we printed, I don't know, 2,500, and we went out at night with tape and really taped it to every street light in Aachen, and like 2-3 times with minus 10 degrees outside. So we really did everything. And sometimes that stuff worked and sometimes it didn't. And we weren't dependent on the money. But Volt, for example, or other clubs, they are dependent. They have to pay their people.
Of course.
So you can try this 2-3 times. If it doesn't work, what are you going to do?
But what if I buy a club and I'll just say, I don't need the money? Why isn't that possible? Why is everything still about the money?
Where's the money coming from? I mean, you have to pay your rent.
Yeah, but if you don't need to pay rent, then just buy a...
Yeah, okay, then still you need money to buy a club. I mean,
yeah, but I know. But if it's every time it's like, yeah, we have to pay rent, we have to pay the light, we have to pay the people, we have to pay this, we have to pay that. It's like, but and I do this in a small setting now. But I bought this stuff. It's mine. I don't need to rent it. I has one cost, and that's it. And with a venue,
idealistic.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But I'm having my exams these weeks, and I had to make a costing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that a name in English as well? Costing.
I get what you mean. I wouldn't know.
No. All right.
It might be. I don't know. Yeah.
You set up everything, what everything would cost, and that, and that, in the end, you can make an offer to a band. And it's like, why doesn't venues have their own barriers? Buy the barriers, and that cost is done.
They don't have them?
It's something we have to put in our costing. And there's a lot of more of these things. Like, you can buy those things. I know it's a lot of money, but you can buy them and just end it. Then you have more money to promote, to book bands, to pay bands, or whatever. Every time there's a lot of money going to things that are like, maybe you shouldn't need that anymore. Maybe you can skip that part. And
I mean, I would agree that with serious entrepreneurship, like if you're a person like you're describing, somebody who wants to move things, they will always move things. And then money will not be the issue. It will just be a step on the way. You just need to get some money. You will get the money. Yeah. If you want the bigger band and the next bigger band because you want to get people in your club, that thing is blinking. Sorry. Then you will make it work somehow.
And we should go live in a few. It should be live in a few. Oh, I have to cut this off. I hate doing these things. But we are live. We are back live. Yahoo! I don't know whatever happened, but something happened. It's because Malik said there's something with your camera. Otherwise, I wouldn't even recognize it.
Yeah.
But we're back.
We're back. So, the club situation.
I still have some time. My parking is cutting out in 35 minutes. So I have to be running out. And I have to go to the gym. So, it's out there. I go to the gym. Because I overslept this morning.
Okay.
That was fucked up.
What's going on with your exam and stuff? Like
we were there. My exam and my my costing. But no, I was talking to a friend of mine last week, a week before, about how awesome would it be if you're just with a few musicians or just a few people that just love music to buy a place, and you just don't care about money anymore. I mean, that would be ideal. I know. But also in the upcoming times, government will pay you less about to help out venues and help out bands. Yeah. If that stop, where do you start? Because not everyone has money anymore. Yeah. And if you're with a lot of people, you can make a lot of things happen. And this is a start with the podcast and with doing. I will make shows in a few months. I hope.
You yourself, you mean? Like organizing shows?
Yes.
And where?
That depends. everyone that will help me, I will record a video. We want to do with MCSharQ. It's gonna be recording sessions during the day, 1 or 2 songs for the band, nothing special. After that, make a podcast with that band because most of the biographies are just horrible.
Okay.
And just make an audio version of it.
I see.
Just like this, just talk to a band, why they started, what they are doing, what they want to do, the things bookers want to know. Just why do you read a biography anyway? And after that, do a showcase, 45 minutes, an hour max, and doing that in the club or wherever, I don't mind. So we are buying stuff to do that. This is one part of it.
Wow.
We bought some microphones as well, other microphones, and we're going to buy lights as well. So it will be a total setup. And it doesn't cost that much anymore these days.
Yeah, that's true. I'm still impressed.
And we want to pay the bands as well. And that's the only difficult part. Because I want to pay each band 150 euros. I'll just throw this out in the world because
it's a plan.
That's the plan. We're gonna work around that one. And the ideal world, people will pay for it. The people that are coming or people that are helping me with the podcast. There are 4 people are already paying with Patreon and with PayPal. Stop, please, with PayPal because they take a lot of that money. But
Patreon as well.
Yeah, but not that much.
Yeah, but then you have to get the money from Patreon via PayPal, or it depends.
It's 40 cents that PayPal takes. It's just a lot of money. But I need 150 euros. I need 100 bucks more to just organize everything, to make the posts and stuff like that. So 250 euros is all I need each month. And we can do 1 show each month. And
but how are you going to make a living? I mean,
I don't need to make a living. I can work next to this.
Okay, so it's on the side.
It's on the
because
side.
Since you said calculation, it's like if you do a proper calculation, there would also be like if 5 people are buying a club, they need 100K in advance anyway, and they have to pay month by month.
Yeah, but that's the thing. If you can do things because you love the music or you love music in overall, and you can just make a place for bands to play. It doesn't need to be a 600,000 people club.
Of course, yeah.
You can start with a 50 people. Yeah. You can buy a garage and just do it. It doesn't need to have to be big.
Yeah.
You just have to have a ground for bands to start.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest problem. I don't need to have a big German band in the room. I want a band that needs some promotion, that wants to be out there, that wants to be heard in a place they've never been heard before. So I work with a few venues, and some agreed already with doing this without having to pay anything. That's awesome. So we want to start this summer to try 1 or 2 bands, so we know what we're starting, and make some videos so we can promote that with other venues as well. So, like, please help us. We don't need money. We don't need. The only thing we need is your room, and we will bring everything in it. And even if I have to buy a PA, that we will find a way. But making money on drinks is all for the club. I don't care about that. I just want to have that band play in that room.
Yeah, that's how we organized our shows and the party as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
and I miss that. I miss that a lot of things are for free. I mean, the visitors, the people are coming to the shows, they don't need to pay. They can pay. If you like the band, you like the concept, pay.
Yeah.
And if you pay €1 or 20, I don't mind. If you don't pay anything because you just didn't like it, it's fine as well.
It's a super nice concept. I remember also that we thought about it once. It's like you establish a system that everybody who's coming to the shows knows that there's I don't know, a basket or something, where you would collect money, but it's part of the whole thing. It's not on the side somewhere, there's a little box, but it's more like part of the concept. So everybody knows you don't have to pay anything getting in. If you liked it, show us how. Show us how much, basically. But with your money. Yeah.
And it's not that it's going to the band, because I will find a way to pay the band.
Okay.
That's just a fixed fee for €150, which I think it's a nice gesture for just a show for 45 minutes till an hour.
Yeah.
It's not much, but
depending on how far the travel is, of course.
Exactly, but that's, I mean, you get 2 videos out of it, you get a podcast out of it, and you have a show.
Yeah.
So making that a combination, the fact that you get paid is a nice gesture. While a lot of things just say you can pay for free and you can travel 3 hours.
Yeah, of course.
So
you don't get food.
No, exactly. So that's it's finding a way. If 150 is good, but in my mind 150 is a good start. So it would be awesome to just collect with every music lover just a small amount of money, and then together it's a big amount where you can do things.
Yeah.
And in the same way you can start a venue, I think.
Yeah, you're shifting basically the
money
dependency of the
government,
band filling the room to the venue being attractive all the time by itself.
Yeah.
And then it's, you know, it's also the responsibility of the venue to be attractive, to be to attract people.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Because that band, everyone that looks at the poster is like, who is this band? They don't know. And then you have that white noise with all the bands you said you talked about.
But they are playing that club. That means somebody filtered that already and said, this is going to be a nice evening.
Like curated.
Yeah, curate, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a live curation. That's
And if you have a room and you have a decent room where you can do that, you can record a podcast, you can do your videos, you can make it work. Maybe you will grow bigger, so you can pay yourself. That's also it's also awesome if you can do, if this is the only thing you have to do. But on the other side, it's not that big that you can't do anything anymore.
Yeah.
So you can still work.
So you would start off with, I don't know, is there a name already for this?
No.
No.
I have my own project that just everything is on MCSharQ.
Okay.
That's everything that works. And
Okay.
to start this project, it will be on the Shark sessions. And
okay, so you're starting off in different clubs, like you said, like
yeah, exactly.
Okay, a vault, or maybe is there also the idea like one in Hasselt, one in
No, not the region, because I don't speak German, and in Belgium I don't think I need to start. I went to school with the idea to help Limburg, Dutch Limburg, and that's where I want to start. But I want to not only help Dutch bands or local bands, but more bands. So it's if you come over with Startup Revolution, you will get a spot.
Absolutely,
and
glad to do so.
Yeah. But I want to put you in a venue you never played before. That would be the ideal.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
Because maybe the booker is there as well, or a manager or a promoter, and thinks, why do they play the 25 people club in this capacity? While we have a few months up, we have a real nice metal band and they can support.
Yeah.
And they book you again. And if I can make that going and make that ball growing,
I think that would only work if, I mean, you might be at a good position for this, I think, because you're getting around a lot. I think you might know many people.
Yeah.
And you, as a connector between those worlds, that is like, oh, okay, yeah, if SharQ is doing this, he knows what he's talking about. Like, he must have seen them live. He knows why he's doing it.
Yeah.
I think that's a very important part, because bookers, in my experience, they don't just go to small shows hoping that the band they will see.
But I will bring that small band to them.
I guess. Yeah, I see.
And that's in my head how it could work.
It could, I think,
and it doesn't need to work, but if it will work, it's amazing, because then things can happen in our region again. Because now it's just like we book big bands because that one will sell out. And even with big bands, they don't sell out anymore every time. And the small bands is difficult to get a place for. Yeah. And that's exactly the same you were talking about. If you're not sending out the 150s,
yeah,
and you're standing in a 150, it's still a big room.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if, like a bigger picture, if people are less at shows because they are gathering less in scenes. You know, if there was a big gothic scene and then there's a goth band playing, then the whole scene might have been there like 10, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And maybe since everybody is more individualized and less organized and, you know, in scenes, that the emptier venues are just a sign of that.
But you can't fix that. You can't make people from individuals to group again.
Yeah.
But you can make a reason to go outside again. Yeah. And I think
people still do want to go out and have fun and see exciting shows.
If you see what's happening, there are more movies playing. The seats are getting filled up again. That's a long time ago that cinemas are going up again. If you look at restaurants, they are still making a lot of new restaurants. While you can get food everywhere.
Yeah.
And I think the going out part, it's still missing that one spot, and that's music industry. I mean, we stream way more than we ever did before, because if you bought an album, you bought one album, and you listen to that 50 times, and now you can listen to 50 different albums 50 times.
Yeah.
And people forget that. And if you are, I had to search things for this morning for another exam.
Yeah.
And it's like everyone is still talking. Yeah, the music industry is we have more streaming but making less money. Yeah, but you only got money from a CD once, and from streaming you get it for 40, 50 years.
In theory.
In theory, yeah. So if you count it up, it should be more worth than that one CD.
In practice, it's not like that. Not for small artists.
For now,
if you have a hit, that's different.
Now for a hit is always different. But if you sold a million singles, it was awesome, of course. But now you get 30 million streams in return, because it's not only available in your own country but worldwide. And it's not only a hit today, but it can be a hit tomorrow as well, and the day after. So if you have every day a million streams, it's more than selling one copy, because after that one play you don't get many anymore.
But okay, like, wow, somebody's ringing at my door.
Just go open it.
I think I have to, because we just have a
It's
recess.
Amazon. It's Amazon.
Yeah, I think it is. To be honest.
So people who's on the live stream, we're not gonna cut this one out. You can hear people speak German, I think. I mean, I can hear it in my headphones. But someone is bringing the light, I hope. This is going to be really weird, talking myself into a stream, and I have no clue who's watching. There are 2 people watching. But hey to you. So, it was Amazon?
It's for my neighbor.
Oh, that's bad. Hopefully it's something nice for the neighbor then.
We can open it later and check.
We have a live unboxing on MCSharQ. No, okay.
Yeah. So your exams and your the idea with the club.
That's one part, but the other one was Spotify or streaming.
Exactly. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Things in particular, but it's making money is one side on only the recordings, but you have playing live as well. But if you don't play live, you don't catch up on the loss you have on the Spotify.
Yeah.
But as I said, on the long run, maybe it will be worth having your music on Spotify. And
there's no way around it anyway.
No, but if you're not, everyone's complaining. Yeah, but in the past we sold records and we have CDs. Yeah, of course. But if the first 1,000 people bought your record and you don't have that one after, then it ends there. And I think with online music, it can grow every time.
I must disagree.
Okay.
I mean, you are right in a certain field. Like, since we put out an album in February and now it's June, I just have the whole 8 months promo phase, experience, label, whatever. I've just done it. So we are looking into it day by day. And I think the promise from Spotify is exactly what you're saying. It's like, yeah, but you're making money over time forever. But in fact, you're not. Because you can see, you play a show somewhere and you have a little spike in Spotify for a day or two. And then it goes back to, I don't know, 7 plays a day, 30 plays a day per song, something like this. That's still a small band from Germany that has an album out only several months and that is still doing videos, etc. This is going to put money in our hands maybe in 6 months, maybe in 10 or something like this. A little money. Like every play is, I don't know, 1/10 of a cent or something.
Yeah,
not even
less.
Even less. And but I need to shoot the next video to stay afloat, to be in the public eye in 1 month. So I have to do it now. You know,
you need the money now.
I need everyone in the whole system. Like the label needs the money now. Like printing CDs, for example. You need the CDs because, let's say, in our case, 90% of what people are buying at the merch booth are still CDs. Like they want the signature, they want the CD.
Yeah.
Some are buying a shirt, of course, but apart from that, still the CD is very interesting to them. I'm astonished myself because I think, okay, you can go on Spotify. They want, I think it's a merchandise item. They want that.
And it switched from a necessary thing. The only way you can listen to it is now it's like collect them all.
Yeah, exactly.
And just having it in your closet and stuff like that. Yeah.
So, but still, for the label, printing 1,000 CDs, if you're not playing a lot of shows as a band, still doesn't calculate. It still doesn't. Like, to sell 1,000 CDs means you need to play at least 2 big tours, which you also would have to pay for, buy on, etc., etc. So it's like you need money in your hand basically around the time that you're releasing a product, or you can't go any further.
But that's the reason why I said if people are paying the band or people paying the club in advance, if I can get 250 people that pay €1 each month, I don't need it afterwards because I'm already done.
Yeah.
And with Spotify, of course, they pay afterwards. But what Spotify also promise is that we will get bigger.
And that's what I wanted to disagree upon, because this is like interest. You know, you have a sea of music.
Yeah.
And it's not like people are just gonna find you somehow.
But did they do that before? Because if you are just a small band playing small clubs, or on the street, or small shows in house, nobody would see you either, and you still have sell your CDs. That didn't change.
I think it's not only the payment system or the CD and the streaming thing changed now, but also people are not coming to shows. So, and then clubs are more cautious. Who are they booking? They give less money. It's all, the whole system seems to...
We have to renew everything.
Kind
almost,
of, yeah.
But also...
We're not there yet.
No, of course not now. But that will take a long time. And as I said, that's why I want to change things.
Yeah.
Like now and not in a few years, because that's way too late.
Yeah.
And if you changing it for small bands like yourself, and for Phoenix Ashes, and for Liana, and for many others, and you get that thing going, and that people are seeing you for the first time. That's why I think small festivals are so important. Diverse is very important.
Yeah.
That there's only need to be one booker for you there, and that's all you need to play 5-6 shows in Holland. That's how fast things go.
Diverse twice, which was amazing. One time Vault, one time in the marketplace, and like no booker approached us. It's like I was even asking, like there are some sessions, around that where you can meet people, and I was actively asking for it. For some reason that wasn't suitable, or I don't know, it didn't work, or time-wise it didn't work, I don't know. But it was more like, okay, this is a discussion about some...
Yeah, during the day we have the conference, and that's involved. And there you have small sessions. And after that, the evening starts with the bands.
Yeah. Because I would have loved to present the band, like, being like on a fair. It's like, okay, you don't know about us, maybe. We were from Germany. This is what we do. This is what we have done. This is our product or label, whatever.
More like a market. Like a literary market. You have a little stand with your merch, and bookers are walking around and can listen to music on headphones.
No, they can see us live. I mean,
after.
But it's like even I think the key in the music industry, and this is why I think you're doing it right, is personal connections. Like that's what I felt. Like if you're, let's say, in Wacken backstage, you're talking to someone, you just click with them. He is the booker of I don't know who, then you're gonna get the next show. Not because you send them the best booklet and the best advertisement and the most expensive whatever. That doesn't matter because they get that 100 times a day. Yeah, so it's all how we say in Germany, Vitamin B. B like Beziehung, which means, what is it in English? What is it in Dutch even? Beziehung, like if you have a strong relationship.
Okay,
it's like vitamin R, like relationship. That's how it is.
But that's I have to learn in 2 days. Within 2 days.
Yeah.
And I already captured one out. So,
Yeah.
I think about 200 names. I'm not gonna do it, but
Oh my god.
so teacher, if you're looking, I'm not gonna learn all
Yeah.
the things before Thursday. About names of bookers, agencies, and stuff like that. And it's like, why the people are changing every day.
Yeah,
So why I'm learning a name, connecting it to a certain place or a certain agency, that will change anyway.
really?
Yeah,
Oh my god, I would be so bad at that.
exactly. So I'm just winging it and hoping it will be fine because we have only one exam from this guy. So if I fail, I will fail miserably. But this, I think we have 3 or 4 questions in this exam, and one I will fill anyway. So I can still fill it up with the other ones. But it's like knowing everyone for me is difficult because if you're only concentrating in one region, you want to know those people.
Of course.
I'm not interested in the ones in Groningen or the ones in Witten or the ones in Hasselt because I don't want to be there. But on the other hand, you might need them in a later stage. So connecting to everyone, if you're just one person, it's for me it's difficult. Other ones are great with it, and they can connect to 1,000 people, and they remember all 1,000 name. For me, it's like okay, I can I remember these 20 for now, and we'll see if I can add up 5.
Yeah,
or
you build
10.
a network.
Yeah,
I mean,
you, build slowly.
Mhm.
And other ones can do that fast. They go backstage everywhere and they connect with the manager and with the tour manager and with the, and they remember it next time. I'm not that person. Sorry for everyone, but I will. I like everyone and want to help everyone, but sometimes you have to just tell or retell your name because I just won't know
I mean
it.
that's normal, right?
But for some isn't, and the ones
Wow.
that remember everything, they are getting big in the industry. Of course, for me, it's like
It helps, but I think it's not only that. I mean, if
For
you're
some.
if you're willing and you're making things work yourself, people will also
Yeah.
come to you.
Exactly.
I mean, it's like
that's
yeah,
the way easier.
like with the photos, for example.
Yeah,
Isn't that a good start because people
Yeah.
just know you're making good photos? So-
But up till a year ago, I think nobody knew who I was. They only knew the name,
okay,
and they don't knew the guy behind it.
Okay.
And they thought MCSharQ was a company or more people. It's just one for years. Some people helped me with writing, but overall it's just one photographer, of course.
yeah.
And
What changed it? Like building the site, or
no, I stepped out into the light. I think I started with school, of course, and from there I need to tell people that I'm doing this.
I see. Yeah,
And
true.
And with just making pictures in the beginning, nobody would need to know who I was. I can stand in the background in a venue and make that awesome shot of you, and I'll walk away again after 3 songs, and nobody would know it was me.
Okay.
But they see the picture and they love it. And now it's just turning a little bit. And same with the podcast, and we have video. People see me as well, and they will see me even more in the future, maybe. But so it's also your own branding, of course.
Of course, yeah.
Some
You
people
need to self-promote. Like
Yeah.
do good and
but
talk
it's
about
really
it.
strange. I mean, this is episode 8 of SharQ Talk.
Yeah.
We get the starting of it now. No, but it's the 8th. Yeah, maybe 2 more in the beginning, but with normal counting, it's number 8. And in the beginning, I was like, I don't want to be on that screen. I just don't.
Okay.
And now I am. And
You're the
sitting
man
here.
behind the lens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But it's difficult to make that step. And for those people that are standing on stage, they don't care. They just
Some don't care. Some really do. Some really have an issue. Like for their
Yeah.
whole life, they're maybe stars, but still they
Yeah.
are stage fright.
yeah.
I
me,
never
don't-
had that issue. I'm very thankful for that. But I understand
that's-
that it's
yeah.
hard then.
So it's for everyone. It's different. And in this industry, maybe you should step out of the darkness and go into the light.
You
and
need
just
to. Yeah.
tell everyone you want the things you want to do, and people can help you because that's how it works as well.
Yeah. Especially because everyone else is going to be loud out there. They are going to be on Facebook. They're
I
going
can
to
be
all
really
over
loud
you.
as well, but nobody will hear me.
Yeah.
At least one person will hear this.
Yeah.
But no, but it's how it works. And if I see in the podcast industry where you are in, they are growing. There are a lot of new podcasts every day,
Yeah.
and do you want to shine above them all or make just great content? Because some are just not making great content.
Yeah, I think with podcasts, okay, me personally, like I had never had the goal to grow or so. I mean, it's nice if you have more downloads, but basically you cannot compromise on content. I think with bands in general, it's the same. But with music, you could still say, okay, we make a more modern sound now. Like we choose a producer that
and we
makes
go to a bigger venue because of that.
Stuff like this. You can go left and right a little bit. If you change too much and you're not authentic anymore, people will not buy it.
Yeah.
I mean, literally buy it, but also emotionally. But with podcasts, this is so personal because it's our voice and that's all you have.
Yeah, in your ears.
There is
really close to your
brain. So either this is interesting or somebody can connect to you in that way, or they can't. There's nothing you can do about it. You can improve your the audio quality, of course. You can do you can manage some basics.
We changed that really quickly in this podcast.
Yes.
Just buy 2 new microphones. This is getting
amazing microphones.
Yeah, it's way better.
So you can do that, of course. The basics, they have to be good. But apart from that, I mean, of course, you can improve as a person. If you want to interview people and you're a shitty interviewer, this is going to be an issue, of course. Right, but you can get better at that. But if it's about what we call in German Laber podcast, which is like chatty podcast, for example, it's just 2 people chatting or 5 people chatting, what we're doing right now, then... and it's not topic related, you know. If you have a science podcast, then it's about the topic, you know. It's about how do rockets fly, and then you have to explain it, and you have to explain it well, so everybody can follow you. Yeah. But if it's about personality, then all you have is being authentic. Then you can't go wrong on
being Joe Rogan. Being Joe Rogan or being Kevin Smith, just start talking. Yeah, and the rest will follow. Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what they say, who is there. They just like to listen to you. It's like chatting to a friend that you like. And then I think, you can fail. I don't know if you can really grow. I mean,
more downloads is growing, but that's it.
Yeah, but
you don't make money from it anyway. So
yeah, you even might. I mean, there in Germany, there are some podcasters who are making money, or there's one who's living off of it even, but he started 10, 15 years ago.
One in whole Germany, that's just nothing.
And Germany is like 80 million people, so and also still, I guess, like his wife is working and stuff like this. So it's still, in America it's different. Of course, the audience is much bigger. And this is...
doing a podcast in English will help.
By the way, and that's, I was saying maybe before we were recording, but I was planning on doing this for a while. Like, I like to speak English. I like to improve my English. I like to speak to people who can only speak English. Or like us, for example, now we couldn't do this podcast if it had to be in German or if it had to be in Dutch.
Okay, you start talking German, I will start talking Dutch, and let's see where it happens.
Oh, godverdomme. So... I'm planning for a while. I even got the a domain already and stuff, but then something technical didn't work, and I still didn't take care of it. But I'm planning to do also something like this in English and see. But I'm not in the US. You know, the US is the big market, where you would make the big money. Still, if you're not there, if you don't know people there, then you won't get traction just like this because somebody's clicking on your content in iTunes. I mean, at least, or you bring something like with YouTubers, you bring something very unique to the table. For example, the German perspective on US politics, and then you are very funny about it, or stuff like this, you know, then you would have to do something like this. But for me, it would be more interesting to, talk to people like also overseas, and maybe about like once a week, let's have a discussion about what happened, maybe politically, maybe something else, or technical stuff that's interesting to me from the Apple world, or things like that, and then talk to someone who is actually in the US, and then have a weekly podcast because we have the internet and we can do it. And stuff like this would be interesting.
The people that are watching live now or watching this on YouTube, they see us sitting in your room with a Mevo camera with 2 mics. And that's all I need. But you were telling me you can do this online as well, so we didn't
Yeah.
have to meet.
Yeah.
And I was against it. I wanted to be here
Yeah.
next to you talking.
Which is amazing.
Yeah,
I like it more even.
Yeah,
But it's not always possible.
but you was talking about an application software package
Yeah,
that you can record more lines
yeah.
from different people. Doesn't matter if they're from the States or one from Italia. Um, one from Russia,
Yeah.
and just connect all those lines. But don't you miss the interaction then? Or is it just like Skype and you at least see everyone?
We don't turn on video normally, also because it's also if they don't have a good internet connection, you don't want to use up all the internet just for video, and you just see someone sitting there for 2 hours. That's some people do that, sure, but we don't. For me, this is normal. Like I've never ever recorded a podcast sitting there with someone. I think once, because I was visiting them. But the point is we can't because, one guy is living in Hamburg, the others are in Munich, somebody else is... We are all like 500 kilometers apart. If you do this weekly or bi-weekly, you have no chance. So I'm working in an open source project. It's called Ultraschall, which means ultrasound.
Yep.
And the URL is ultraschall.fm. We can link it, I don't know, in the show notes.
Of course.
But the point is, this is also I think the most famous podcasting system in Germany. I think 1,500 people are using it now. It's free. There's software called Reaper. I don't know if you know it.
No.
Reaper is like Logic or Cubase. You know.
Yeah.
Reaper is from the guys who did. I'm always bad with names. What's the MP3 playing program on Windows, super ugly, but the most famous?
Winamp.
Winamp. The guys who did Winamp do Reaper. It also is fucking ugly. The point is, Ultraschall, what they do is you skin Winamp. That's a good thing. Winamp you could always skin, and Reaper you can skin as well, like completely. So what they do is they take the Reaper underpinnings and they skin it for podcasters. Like they throw away all the buttons and all the knobs you never need and just make it suitable for podcasters. And so you have to buy Reaper, which is 60 euros, I think. And then Ultraschall is free. So you install this, and plugged into Ultraschall is a system called studiolink.de, I think. And this is the over the internet thing. It's also, you can also press one button and you're live. It creates a website for you. You have a play button up there. So you can do live podcasts with basically zero money in an instant. And it's a full editing suite for the podcast. So everything I think you have to copy the stuff from the Zoom to your software and then edit stuff. It's you can record as many people as you like, I think. I mean, we're just with 5 people max, I think, or 3.
You're not going to do a podcast with 70 people anyway, so.
Exactly. Yeah. So this is like super easy, and it is CD quality. Like there's no, it takes care of all those problems like... maybe people don't know this. If you record over the internet, then everybody on both sides has a computer, and the computers have a clock speed, and the clock is going a little bit differently. And if you record for 2-3 hours, then the audio is going to shift. It's not synced anymore. Like then you're a second apart. It takes care of all of that. It takes care of making the vocals the same loudness afterwards. So everything, it just sounds like you're in one room. It just... amazing quality. It's basically free and it's open source. So there's a big scene from the Chaos Computer Club environment in Germany. People who are really, really active in that field, and podcasts are big in exactly under those people. And so this is something like we were thinking about giving this. I mean, this is very German centered. And we were thinking about translating everything in English and stuff. But the point is, once you open this to 500 million people more, somebody has to answer all those questions that are coming up, which is a problem. Like technically it works everywhere, and like you could use it, and it's not, you don't have to read a lot of it in German or something. I could show it to you and you could use it, I don't know, in 2 days. But in general, like the whole the group is not really ready to.
No.
You know, the program is ready. It's
Yeah.
like version 3.1 by now. Yeah, so but this is how we do it, and I think the size of Germany also plays a role in this, because everybody's in Berlin, Hamburg, everywhere, and so people want to podcast together, and so it's just how we do it most of the times. Not everyone, of course.
No, because some people are sitting like this, and the other ones will just Skype in and record that.
Yeah,
and the other
but you
ones
want to get away from Skype because it's shit quality,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
there's all the problems in the world. So Studio Link is better.
Yeah, but with audio FaceTime from Apple.
Yeah, but
That's-
how do
that's
you
working.
record it in groups? I mean, yesterday they
Yesterday
just,
announced a lot of new things.
yeah, but
Yeah,
did they said like video FaceTime can be up to 32 people, but
Yeah.
audio they didn't talk about.
Yeah, but that's the same. That's the
Yeah,
same
of
link.
course.
So
No,
it
but
should-
still,
it
you
should-
don't.
it should-
But then you don't have separate recording
No,
lines.
just one.
For
One-
example,
one
like
coming
Studio
in and
Link
one- yeah.
is. But check studiolink.de. I think it's in English as well, and you can just download the. This is a. You don't need to do anything. If you're interviewing someone who's not tech savvy at all, you send them the link. They download Studio Link for any system like Mac, Windows, Linux, whatever. You double click it. Basically, you have no buttons. You can just click mono or stereo. Basically, he's sending you his ID, like his phone number. Let's say
exactly.
you call them from your Ultraschall thing, and you are online. You press record, and that's it.
And the rest will
Yeah.
take care of. Yeah.
Kind of like this, yeah.
Okay. Hey, we need to end this podcast.
Yeah, you have to go.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We could talk for hours, and maybe we will do that
Yeah,
next time.
sure.
I mean, you'll be invited in my place, and we do
Yeah.
this in my place, or we do it in a tour van
Yeah.
or bus because we have bunks enough.
Phoenix Ashes need to get more money.
Yeah, yeah. Me too.
Yeah,
I
or
need
maybe
to-
at a
yeah.
show, like when we're playing Holland next time.
Yeah.
Oh my God, did I say Holland again?
No,
So gonna be
yeah.
stoned.
No, it will be fine. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Send me all the show note things.
Yeah.
And I can get the links in the show notes.
Sure.
So if you have any questions, can they text you?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, where they can find you.
They
Besides the
can find me
website.
on Twitter, for example. Is that a thing? It's like @twitlick. We will link everything,
Yeah.
and of course on Facebook and the band, and yeah.
So all the band questions go to the band. All the podcast questions go to the band either.
Yeah.
And
We will make
it's,
it work.
Yeah, well, it's awesome. Awesome for making time for this.
Yeah.
And talking to you, it's always a pleasure.
Yeah.
And
Same for me.
yeah, see you next time with the show. And for the podcast listener, please comment on the podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, you can do that below. If you're listening on iTunes to this one, yeah, you missed a lot of fun on the live stream. But hey, you can leave a 5-star rating and a comment
Exactly.
as well. So please do that.
And that's important. Like the
Yeah.
5 stars on iTunes, that's really what makes the podcast grow.
Yeah.
So help MCSharQ out and give him the 5 stars. Write something nice or something bad, but still give the 5 stars.
That's awesome. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Connecting to reconnect again. Okay. Bye.
Bye bye.